Your ability to build muscle is not determined by luck or some hidden genetic advantage. Many people assume they are hard gainers, or even non-responders. But that is not the truth. A huge study followed almost 600 people doing the exact same workout for 12 weeks. Some built almost 60% more muscle, while others somehow lost muscle doing the same thing. This shows that most people are not struggling because their body cannot grow. They are struggling because of the way they train, rest, and fuel their body. Over the last many years, researchers have tested thousands of people, analyzed dozens of studies, and discovered clear reasons why so many fail to grow. When you understand these reasons and fix them, building muscle becomes much easier and far more predictable. One major reason people fail is something called junk volume. Many people think doing more sets equals more gains, so they attack one muscle with 15 or 20 sets in a single workout. It feels hard, so they think it must be effective. But your body has a limit to how much effective work it can handle at one time. Studies show muscles only respond to about 6 to 8 hard sets per session. After that point, the body stops sending strong growth signals. When you keep going past that number, you are no longer adding stimulus. You are simply exhausting yourself, draining your recovery, and making it harder for your muscle fibers to rebuild. When researchers took those same big weekly volumes and spread them across 2 or 3 sessions, instead of doing everything on one day, people built more muscle using the same total number of sets. This proves that doing endless sets in one session is not productive. What matters is giving each muscle the right amount of quality work across the week without overwhelming your recovery. Another major problem is people are not training nearly hard enough. Researchers took normal gym goers and measured how close they were actually pushing their sets toward failure. 78% of them stopped with 5 or more reps left in the tank. That is far too easy to stimulate growth. Muscle grows when you challenge it with something harder than it is accustomed to. If the last 2 or 3 reps feel tough but still manageable, that is the right zone. You do not need to go to absolute failure, because that can harm recovery, but you must be within 1 or 2 reps from failure. These final difficult reps are the ones that send the strongest signal to your muscles. Yet most people never reach that point, because the moment the set becomes slightly uncomfortable, they stop. When you train this way, your body has no reason to adapt, and you stay stuck lifting the same weights and seeing no progress month after month. Sleep is another huge factor. Just one night of poor sleep drops muscle protein synthesis by nearly 20%. Your testosterone can fall by almost a quarter, and your cortisol rises sharply, which signals your body to break down muscle instead of building it. If one bad night causes this much change, imagine the effect of weeks or months of sleeping only 5 or 6 hours. Your body enters a state where it is constantly breaking down more tissue than it is able to rebuild. Even if your workouts are perfect, and even if you push hard in the gym, you simply will not gain much muscle if you are not getting 7 to 9 hours of good sleep. Muscle growth happens during rest, not during the actual workout. Another mistake is choosing exercises that only make your muscles burn or pump, instead of choosing movements that train the muscle in a stretched position under load. Recent research shows that when a muscle is challenged in its lengthened position, it can grow almost twice as much compared to exercises that emphasize the shortened position. For example, overhead triceps extensions lead to around 40% more long head tricep growth compared to pushdowns. Romanian deadlifts outperform leg curls for hamstring development even when the muscle activation looks similar on paper. Across muscle groups, the pattern repeats. The stretch under load produces more growth. But most people naturally choose exercises that feel comfortable and give them a nice pump, not realizing that those movements may be leaving half their potential gains behind. To grow faster, you must include exercises that challenge the muscle in that deep, lengthened position. The final major mistake is not applying progressive overload. This is the most basic concept in muscle building, yet people ignore it completely. Your body only grows stronger when it is forced to adapt to a new challenge. If you lift the same weight, for the same sets and reps, week after week, your muscles will not change. Many people stay stuck on the same numbers for months, then wonder why their physique looks the same. Every week, you should aim to add a little more weight, or a few more reps, or an extra set. The improvement does not have to be big. Small, Consistent progress is what builds muscle over time. The key is making sure the stimulus increases consistently, so the adaptation never stops. Now that you understand the main reasons people fail to build muscle, you can structure your training the right way. One of the most effective programs backed by research is a 4-day upper and lower body split. This approach gives you almost all the results of high-frequency programs while saving hours of unnecessary training. You train your upper body twice per week and your lower body twice per week. Each muscle receives between 12 and 16 total weekly sets. Because you are only training half the body in each session, you can focus hard on each exercise and train with the intensity needed to trigger growth. A typical upper day includes 4 sets of bench press, 4 sets of classic barbell rows, standing overhead press, lat pull-downs, overhead triceps extensions for that stretched position stimulus, and barbell curls. This entire session takes around 50 minutes. Lower body days include squats, Romanian deadlifts to emphasize the hamstring stretch, leg press, leg curls, and lengthened position calf raises with a pause at the bottom. The second upper and lower days use slightly different exercises but follow the same principles. Structured volume, exercises that challenge the muscle in the stretched position, and rep ranges selected based on joint health and muscle response. This is one of the most efficient ways to grow. If you prefer fewer sessions, a 3-day full-body approach also works very well. Every session hits each major muscle group, giving you 10 to 12 sets per muscle per week. This is ideal for beginners or anyone with a busy schedule. You still get strong growth signals while keeping sessions around an hour long. But training alone will not give you results unless you are eating enough. Building muscle requires energy. If you are not in a caloric surplus, your body does not have enough resources to grow new tissue. To gain muscle, you should eat around 250 to 500 calories above your maintenance level each day. A simple way to estimate maintenance is multiplying your body weight in pounds by 15 if you are moderately active. Add calories on top of that and monitor your weight. If you are not gaining at least a quarter to half a pound per week, increase your daily intake by 200 more calories. Protein is equally important. Your body needs enough building material to repair muscle fibers. The ideal intake is around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For someone who weighs around 150 pounds, this means roughly 110 to 135 grams per day. Spread your protein across 3 to 5 meals so your body can use it effectively throughout the day. When you fix your volume, your intensity, your sleep, your exercise selection, your progression, and your nutrition, muscle growth becomes predictable and steady. None of these steps are extreme or complicated. They simply require consistency and understanding the science behind how your body grows. By following these principles, you can finally break plateaus and build the physique you have been aiming for.